No, and don't look. This is not to hurt. This is not to tear you down or nothing. This is to build our people up because we didn't know this at first. These are laws that we were supposed to keep. And because we chose not to keep them, that's why we live in these conditions now. All of us up here weren't keeping these laws initially. That's why we lived in the same situations that we all share today now. So this is us coming back to, matter of fact, give me Ezekiel 3 as a watchman.
It's Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
So he said he has made us a watchman unto the house of Israel. So think about, what is a watchman's job? What are they supposed to do?
Wake them up.
Keep watch, right? Because what is out there? Danger, right? So he's keeping watch to protect you. That's our job. We see the danger. We see why we're going through these things. So now it's our job to teach our people. Come on.
Therefore, hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me.
God told us to give our people warning from him. Because if we don't do it, what does that make me? For example, you got children, right? And you got parents, right? So what would it be like if I never taught my children not to steal? Do I really love them? No, not at all. What would it be like if I told my children not to be a murderer? Do I really care about them? No, we do this because we love them. We teach them these things because we care about their well-being. The same thing with us. We teach you this because we don't want you to be on the wrong side of the Lord when he comes and returns. We don't want you to be on that side. We want you to be on the right side. We want you to be in the fight with us to help us so that we can get up out of here. Because this is the thing. We as a people, we have been told everything except God's laws. Guess what? We tried everything else, right? We tried marching. We tried voting. We tried all these things, right? Why not try what the Bible says? Think about any organization on this planet. Have they ever been able to successfully gather blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans together? No, but you see it happening today. Look at us right now. And it's not by anything we did. It's because the power of God is with us. That's how we're able to do that. That's why we're able to do the things that we're able to, is because we keep God's laws. I'm going to show you another law. Give me Leviticus, no. The law on food. I'm going to show you something. You know that there's a dietary law? There's foods that we can and cannot eat. But they sat there and they told us that you can eat anything you want to, right? Read that for me.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all beasts that are on the earth.
So he's saying this is the beast that we can and can't eat, right? So what we're showing here right now today is that there was laws that God gave us. But because we chose not to keep these laws is the reason why these curses are put upon us. One of the curses is we was going to be cursed in the city, like we read earlier, right? Think about where we live. We live in the worst places. We populate the worst places of every city, no matter where you go, whether it's Atlanta, whether it's Chicago, whether it's New York, whether it's Japan, whether it's China or Korea. Guess what? We the ones that populate the worst places, right? So right now we're showing our people some of the laws that we're supposed to keep, right? Read that for me.
Verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof.
What is swine? Pig, right? God said the swine because he gave us qualifications on what we can and can't eat, right? He said the swine, read.
Though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
God said pig is unclean, but we eat pork ribs all the time, chitlins, hog, what's some of the bacon, all these different things, right? And don't get me wrong, I used to be there too. I used to eat it all the time, pork chops, all that stuff. But that's because this wasn't taught to me. God's laws wasn't taught to me. But there are things that you can eat. You can eat chicken, beef, lamb, turkey. There's certain fish that you can eat. They have to have fins and scales. So it's not like, oh, dang, I can't eat nothing. No, there's plenty that you can eat. But think about it. How much, if you know, how much can you get a pack of pork chops for? $5 maybe, right? How much is beef? It's $5 a pound. They make the good things that we can eat hard to get, right? So this is why we sitting here trying to come out and teach our people a better way. It's time for us to come back to God's laws. We've always been taught what we've always been taught wrong. Now it's time to be taught right. I'm giving you another thing. Because what day does the church tell you that it's the day to go and celebrate God? Sunday, right? Where's that at in the Bible? Where is it at, right? I can't find it. You know where that's at in the Bible? It's not. So we about to read when the day of rest was supposed to be. Read that.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
So God told us to remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, right? Come on.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day.
But the what day?
The seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So now let's look at a calendar. What's the very first day of the week on the calendar? Say it again. Sunday, right? So now let's count. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So if God said that the seventh day is a day of rest, where now does the church give you a right to change and make it Sunday, the first day of the week? You see the confusion? This is why we are so confused as a people. Go back to Deuteronomy 28. This is what it means by being smitten with madness. Not only do we have these things with drugs, single-parent households, crime in our community, we are all over with religion. Buddha, Islam, all the Christianity, right? Read that for me.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now let's get to some more of these curses, because a lot of times people try to say that we all Israel, right? But God said that there was going to be curses to come upon these people to identify how we can see who they really are. Give me verse 48. I'm going to show you something real quick. We about to see if this happened to all people. Read that.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Who are we going to serve? Was it our friends? No, who are we going to serve? Our enemies, right? Keep that in your mind. Come on.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Now, God sent these enemies against us because remember in verse 15, he said if we didn't keep his commandments, that what? These curses.
In hunger and in thirst.
So we got to serve our enemies in hunger. Do we own any of these grocery stores?
Bring it out.
Nah. If the grocery stores close down today, do we have the power to open them back up? Not at all, right? Come on.
And in thirst.
Same thing with water. Can we open and close beaches? No. Do we own any aquifers like springs like Dasani and Fiji, things like that? No, not at all. Guess what? Every one of us that pay bill, we got to pay a water bill, right? Don't water fall from the sky? Last time I checked, water was free, but guess what? If you collect rainwater without their proper or without them, their authority, you could be fined and or put in jail. But it falls from the sky freely, right? So remember the point though. It said we were going to serve our enemies in all these things. Come on.
And in nakedness.
Same thing with clothes. Yeah, P. Diddy may have a clothing line. Who else has clothing lines? Kanye has clothing lines, right? But do they own the raw textiles that shipped in? No, not at all. Come on.
And in want of all things.
Now think about it. Whatever it is that you want an education. Who you got to go to?
Bring it out.
Who runs this country? Is it us? Is it Asians? Is it Japanese, Chinese, is it Arabs? What race of people run this country?
White people.
White people do. So if you want an education, even if you want to go to Booker T, whatever, guess who owns these things? They do. If you want a car, guess what? You got to go buy from them, your license, whatever it may be, right? Come on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
Now, just in case you didn't really know or understand who God was talking about, he's going to make it clear. Read this.
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
He shall put a what?
Yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Hold this one and I'm going to bring this one up. It said, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Who put yokes of irons on our neck? White people did. We didn't put this on each other. We didn't do this to each other. It said, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Come on.
until he have destroyed thee.
He has destroyed us mentally to the point where we don't know our true nationality. We don't know who are what we must do as far as the commandments. We kill each other. We sell drugs to each other. We whoremonger amongst each other. All these things, right? So he said he will put a yoke of iron upon our necks until he have destroyed us. Come on.
Verse 49.
Now read. Now read verse 68, because remember, who did this to it? Was it our friends? Nah, it called it their what? Enemies, right? Now read verse 68 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Which is slavery or captivity, come on.
With ships.
Who went into slavery on cargo slave ships? We did, right? Nobody else. That didn't happen to them. It happened to so-called Hispanics and Native Americans in 1492 with Christopher Columbus, Hernan Cortez, Ponce de Leon. Then it happened to us in 1619. Come on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Because we haven't been to our homeland again, which is, how many of y'all been and live in Israel right now? Been to Jerusalem? No. As a nation of people, we haven't been back. Come on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemy.
Who are we going to be sold unto?
Your enemy.
Our friends.
Your enemy.
Maybe it was our brother.
Your enemy.
He said we were going to be sold unto our enemies. Come on.
For bondmen.
For slave men.
And bondwomen.
And slave women. The Bible is telling us something right now. In Christian church, they say you're saved, right? Y'all heard that before? That I'm saved, or once saved, always saved. My question is, what are you saved from? Because are not our people still getting shot down in the streets? Are we not still filling the jail cells? Are not we still going through all these atrocities as a people? So what are we saved from? I'm going to show you. Give me Luke 1. I'm going to show you what salvation is. I'm about to make it clear right now today from the Bible how to get salvation. Read that.
Luke chapter 1 and verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
So again, this is possessive pronouns. It said, blessed be the Lord God of Israel. Come on. He's not the God of everybody. Our oppressors, our enemies, like that lady that just came up before, she would have you believe that we're all one. No, God said he is the God of Israel. Come on.
For he hath visited and redeemed his people.
He hath visited and redeemed his people. Meaning that everybody ain't his people, right? Come on.
And hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
Because Christ came for us. Read.
As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
That what?
That we should be saved.
That we, remember the key word is saved. How do you get salvation? That we should be what?
Saved.
We should be saved
from our enemies.
That's salvation. That we're saved from our enemies. But we just read in Deuteronomy, who was our enemies?
Bring it out.
So-called white man, right? We ain't saved from him. How many people has he shot? How many of our people has he shot down just this year alone?
Bring it out.
Too many to count. We not saved from him. How many people of our people has he put in prison let's just say this month alone?
All right.
Too many to count. We're not saved from them. We have to keep, I'm going to show you this. Give me that in Wisdom of Solomon. You know what I want? I'm going to show you what you have to accept. You have to, if you really want salvation, not only do you have to accept God being for us, you also have to accept God destroying them. We can't be mingled together with them. Meaning, yes, do we have to work? Do we have to get a job? Yeah. I go to my job every day. They think we friends. I ask them how their children doing, how old they are, how's everything going, and I go on about my day. When I leave work, I ain't going to dinner with them.
Right.
I ain't partying with them. I'm not visiting them. It ends right there. I'm cordial at work. I'll do what I need to do, but I'm not mingling with you. Read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 7. So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous
The salvation of the Israelites, come on.
and destruction of the enemy.
Of the who?
The enemy.
So when that lady came up here trying to cause that confusion, we know the scriptures. Right. This is why they sit there and try to act like they didn't do nothing. Wow. Because that's their future prophecy. That's right. That's what they got to look forward to. But you have forward to eternal life and salvation.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is